Toastmaster of the Beanie, and ladies and gentlemen. Since I was little, I was curious of the world around me, and I have a lot of hobbies, and that include that I love to construct all kinds of various stuff, and I also loved sports, all kinds of sports. Okay, and track and field is a place that I'm especially outstanding in. In fact, when I was in elementary, I've won 3 medals each annual athletic meet. One in first year, another in second year, and one in third year. And okay, and I had a dream. It was a great dream when I was little, and this was the dream I had. See, there are 6 handles on these bookcases. Okay, there are 6 handles, and I would hang my brand new gold medal onto one of these handles each year. And one by one I hung, and I thought to myself, maybe one day before I graduate, I could match 1 gold medal to each of the 6 handles. And however, it did not succeed. That dream never came true. So what happened? In my 3rd grade, my mother went to the United States to study in Utah State University. Half a year later, she took my older sister. Half a year later, I was taken to the United States myself. And why did my mother go to the United States in the first place? Young and naive as I was, all I know was that she was trying to not let the already fragile relationship with father to deteriorate. So under the circumstances, I went to the United States, actually half reluctantly because I didn't want to leave my beloved Taiwan. And now I'd like to share some experiences in the United States with emphasis on the English part because there are so many to share about, but so limited amount of time. And as you can probably imagine, it's a completely English environment, which is brand new to me, and frightened and nervous I was actually, and because I only have 3 years of cram school English, and I could only do some basic communication and only had some basic vocabulary, yes, no, hello, hi, and so on and so forth. So I was actually frightened. I still remember that on my first day there, there was this girl called Tori, and she came to me with a big smile on her face, and she's like, hey, blah, 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 and she like said a few sentences to me, but I could not understand. So I said, what? And so she said it again, more slower this time, but all I could manage to muster was, what, and what. So soon she gave up. But it's a good thing that, fortunately, this scenario didn't keep reoccurring. After a few months, I was able to communicate with all of my friends. And aside from my oral skills, I actually read a lot of books in the United States, because that's all there is, English books. And these are some of my favorite books. And after 2 years, I returned to Taiwan. Okay, so now I'd like to share the influence of the US experience. So what has changed? There are some advantages. For the first thing, it's the native accent, or near native accent. And the second of all, and I think this one is the most important, is the native intuition for English. For instance, if someone tells me a sentence, I could tell whether or not it's correct without having to think about its grammar. And of course, I could join the bilingual department in Taiwan, that's a great thing. However, there is one big disadvantage of going to the United States, and that is the severe deterioration of my Chinese. I still remember how painful it was to write to do a whole notebook full of lines after each midterm. It was a nightmare after each Chinese midterm. Okay, However, all in all, the advantages is still much greater than the disadvantages. So if any of you have the chance, I encourage you to let your children have the chance to go abroad, especially in elementary, because I think it is really great and you can learn a lot. And to further encourage you, let's see what other practical influences the U.S. experience had on me. Okay, first, in high school, I could participate in the Model United Nations and win champion in speech contests and attend international events. And of course, taking the tests such as GPT, TOEFL, and SAT would become much easier because of what I learned in the United States. And note that TOEFL and the SAT, this implies that I actually tried to apply to American schools. However, although I got admitted to some school, but due to financial problems, because these schools don't provide financial aid for foreign students, so I could not go. But due to the U.S. experience, it's still my dream to go to these schools, and I will keep on trying and to go to the place where I believe I can get good education. Toastmaster, Abidi.